Welcome to Vroom Vibes. When the engine roars, luxury never stops. The 2026 Honda Accord isn't just the next chapter in one of the most storied nameplates in automotive history. It's a living, breathing embodiment of evolution itself. You don't simply see it parked in a driveway or gliding past in traffic. You feel it. It's there in the way the sunlight dances across the bodywork at dawn, in the confident hum that greets you when the engine stirs to life, in the invisible thread connecting decades of engineering brilliance to the moment your hand closes around the door handle. This is not nostalgia packaged in a modern shell. It's a culmination, a reinvention, a promise fulfilled and renewed. There's a quiet poetry to the Accord that few cars can claim. It has never been the loudest voice in the room, but it has always been the most consistent. It has seen trends come and go: chrome excesses, boxy shapes, wild turbo eras, hybrid surges, tech revolutions, and through it all, the Accord remained steadfast, adapting, absorbing, perfecting. The 2026 model is not just another refresh. It is the confident stride of a master who knows exactly who they are and what they bring to the world. Approach it from the front, and the world narrows to a focus point. The reimagined grille isn't shouting for attention, it's commanding it. The lighting signature, sharp and deliberate, frames the fascia with the kind of precision that feels engineered for more than illumination. It feels ceremonial. The long, sweeping hood lines don't rush toward the windshield. They flow, as if the metal itself knows that haste is not the Accord's style. Every surface is deliberate. You can trace your fingers along the creases and feel the designer's intent, not a flourish for the sake of flair, but an unspoken language of proportion and grace. You notice it most in the side profile. The greenhouse, slim, balanced, perfectly aligned with the beltline, gives the Accord its unmistakable silhouette. The wheel arches are subtle yet muscular, a quiet suggestion that beneath all this elegance lies capability. There is an unshakable maturity to the stance. It sits neither too low to intimidate nor too high to diminish agility. It sits the way someone stands when they're completely at ease with themselves. Step closer, and the door yields with that familiar Honda precision, the perfect resistance, the satisfying click. You slide into the driver's seat, and the cabin greets you like an old friend, familiar, yet undeniably new. The air smells of fresh materials, but beneath it is something almost intangible, the scent of refinement. Your eyes sweep the interior, and there it is, the Accord's new heart and soul. A horizontal dash design stretches across the cabin, visually widening the space. The tactile quality of the materials is immediate. Every button has weight, every surface feels deliberate, every seam speaks of care. This is a car that refuses to let your fingertips meet anything that feels cheap or unconsidered. The seats are more than just a place to sit, they're an invitation to journey. They cradle without constraining, supportive in the ways that matter most on a long drive, forgiving in the ways you appreciate in city traffic. The stitching is perfect, the bolstering subtly shaped to hold you in place when the road starts to curve. And it will, because this Accord was built to move with a certain fluidity. Your right hand rests on the gear selector, a piece of sculpture in itself. The start button pulses softly, a subtle heartbeat. Press it, and the cabin comes alive. The displays awaken with fluid animations. The engine hums to life, restrained yet eager, the kind of sound you can listen to for hours without fatigue. The steering wheel feels alive in your hands, its shape perfectly contoured, its feedback promising communication rather than isolation. You pull away, and the first thing you notice is the quiet. Not an artificial, sealed-off silence, but a cultivated calm. Road noise is tamed, wind is barely a whisper, yet you can still hear the distant hum of life outside. It's a perfect balance. The world is still there, but you're in your own refined space. The suspension has been reimagined, tuned for that elusive balance between compliance and precision. Over city streets, it soaks up imperfections with the kind of grace you expect from something far more expensive. On a sweeping rural road, it tightens its focus, flattening out the corners, holding the line with an almost telepathic accuracy. You don't have to fight it, you guide it. and it responds like a partner who knows the steps before you even move. And then there's the powertrain. The 2026 Accord offers choices, but regardless of configuration, turbocharged efficiency or advanced hybrid, the sensation is the same: effortless progress. Torque arrives early, smooth, and predictable, yet strong enough to remind you that acceleration can be both practical and pleasurable. The hybrid system, in particular, blurs the line between electric serenity and gasoline vigor. You glide through traffic with an electric hush, then, with a gentle press of your foot, summon the engine's contribution for a seamless surge forward. It's not performance for the sake of drama, it's performance for the sake of flow. Out on the open road, the Accord finds its true voice. The landscape rolls past in muted greens and golds, the horizon pulling you forward. The steering feels light yet connected, every subtle movement of your wrists translating into measured changes in direction. You can feel the chassis working beneath you, not in an intrusive way, but as a constant reassurance. Every curve is met with poise, every braking point with composure. This is what decades of refinement look like when expressed through motion. The infotainment system, once just a feature, is now an integral part of the experience. The central screen floats in your line of sight, responsive and fluid, every icon and transition thought through. Wireless connectivity means your music, your maps, your messages, all of it is just there, ready without fuss. The sound system fills the cabin with depth and clarity, turning your favorite playlist into a private concert hall. Night falls, and the Accord changes. The cabin lighting shifts to a soft, welcoming glow. The headlights carve through the darkness with a clean, piercing beam. There's a different kind of peace to night driving in the Accord. The world outside reduced to points of light, and the ribbon of road ahead. The interior, a cocoon of warmth and focus. You find yourself taking the long way home, not because you need to, but because every mile feels like a privilege. And perhaps that's the essence of the 2026 Accord. It makes the everyday feel like something worth savoring. It doesn't shout to get your attention. It earns it, over and over, in ways both obvious and subtle. It's there when you need to make a quick merge on the highway, when you need to carry your family in comfort, when you want to escape for a quiet drive at sunrise. It is not about being everything to everyone. It's about being exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Because the Accord has always been more than transportation. It has been a companion, a witness to life's moments, both grand and ordinary. And now, in 2026, it stands as proof that progress doesn't mean abandoning what matters. It means taking the best of what you've built, refining it, and presenting it to the world with the quiet confidence of a car that knows its worth. You park it, and for a moment you just sit there. Engine off, cabin cooling, the last song fading. You look at the lines of the dash, the glow of the lights fading, and you realize you'll look forward to this again tomorrow, and the day after, and for years to come. The Accord doesn't just meet expectations, it sets them. And that is why it endures. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like and comment to keep us going.